Hey guys, Doc. So let me ask you a question. What if I told you, because some of these really good gold areas are remote, you have to really hike in there to get somewhere, and what if I told you that everything I needed to prospect was actually sitting in my backpack, including a sluice, the legs, the pump, and battery, and it all weighs less than 10 pounds? Hold on, I'll show you. Hey guys, you'll have to excuse the chainsaw in the background. Someone's over there cutting trees. But yes, everything that I need is in this backpack, and today I'm going to talk to you about our new mini stream sluice, which has been something I've been putting off for a long time. And let me explain why. First of all, everything we have is American made. It's made here in Georgia, most of it. And we use very high-tech laser cutting. It's a high-tech shop. We use labor's gone up, metal's gone up, everything's gone up, and it's been really hard for me to justify over the past few years building a mini sluice because we don't make toys. We make real heavy-duty equipment. So price point wise, we're just not going to be able to touch something that's like a $50 sluice somewhere. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to create something that was tough as nails, had several options, and actually was extremely light, and we've done that. So we're back up to the gold frenzy. Gold's touching $2,000 an ounce. And if you believe like Bank of America, I believe in 2023 is when we're going to start to see that real break into 2,000, 2,500. Bank of America called gold at $3,100 an ounce. Now, when gold gets that expensive, it's worth hiking in somewhere to these areas where you're going to do a lot of crevicing. You're going to work a lot of bedrock and do different things. You're not necessarily moving 50 buckets of dirt. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what this unit is for. This unit is for going to those remote areas where you got a lot of good gold and you can actually work, especially crevicing and bedrock, and you get half a bucket. You want to run it so you don't have to bring it out and get your gold out. That's where this unit comes in. This is not a high volume production unit. You're not going to be shoveling into this, 2 people shoveling. This is for that smaller remote location, number one. Now later in the video I'll answer a bunch of questions, but I'll show you there's 3 options, a way to get this. Number 1 is the sluice alone. Number 2 is the sluice with legs. And number 3 is a sluice with a power pig or a power pig attachment on it. So you can run it with a little electric 1100 GPH pump. So what I'm gonna do today is I am going to hook up this unit kind of weird just to show you some of the testing we've been doing on it. We've been through many units, many prototype models of this, and I think we got it all nailed down. But first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one out of my backpack and I'll show it to you. And there's your entire sluice. So you're looking at about 6 inches wide and about 24 inches long or so. I don't know the exact measurements. I don't even have the exact measurements on it. But this part of it will actually fold right back down. So this will fold down, and then you put 1 bolt. You put your extra bolt. This is a little tip for later on. Put your extra bolt here. Just pull your matting out. The sluice opens up. Slide your matting up under there. And then take this wing nut here, this bolt here, put it right through here, and you're all set. You're ready to run. So you can go out anywhere you want and run. Now here's the beautiful thing about this. Someone's gonna ask about what flow, because we have, with our big stream sluice, we have a low flow and high flow. We designed this mat to take basically a wide variety of flows. You'll see it running today. So it comes with a UR, a Talon, a mother load, and a mother load. That's a great combination for a stream sluice. That's what we're running here. But another thing that's really cool about this is if you wanted to do a completely different mat configuration, let's say you just wanted to run mother load, it only takes 1 mat. So you can order 1 mat and completely change this out and make up your own custom mat. That's really cool. Again, this is option number 1. Option number 1 is the actual mini sluice, the actual mini stream sluice, all by itself. You put some rocks, you set it up in the stream and run it. That's it. That's number 1. Option number 2. These stupid things are expensive. There's no way around it. This bracket system, we have it made in the USA. It's not cheap. So it comes, you can order a leg kit. It comes, you have to order it with the stream sluice at the time. We don't sell them separate. We only sell them to these customers. So you get 4 brackets and you get 4 legs, and the legs are, what are they, 18, 12 or 18? 4 legs. That's option number 2. Now let me show you option number 3. Option number 3 is the power pig or the power head. So what you do is we design this system so that you could set it up and run it kind of like and have a washing action. So it actually inserts reverse of what you might think. So it's actually going to mount in here like this. The hose goes in here and the water actually creates this washing pool in here. Now I showed that on our stream sluice. Basically you can use different GPHs and it creates a washing zone, and then the water goes underneath and runs in the sluice. So we created this little setup just so we could create regular stream flows. In other words, stream water coming in here gently and running down. So I have actually got the power head or power pig from our regular stream sluice system, and I drilled some extra holes. I mounted it here. I've got tape on here. I put a flap. I just wanted to create, how do I create that so we could accurately measure this and not have to go out to a stream. So that's what we're doing. I'll set it up. I'm running it probably at about a 8-degree pitch, something like that. I'm running it with an 1100 GPH pump. Now, here's the beauty. You know, these lithium batteries, lithium batteries have really changed the industry. You can buy these things for like 60 to 80 bucks, and they're lightweight, they're featherweight. You can run that 1100 GPH pump, 3 or 4 hours. So you can get 3 or 4 hours runtime out of this. Put in a little solar panel and you can even run longer. So there's all kinds of ways that you can do this, but these things have changed the world. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So I will be running this system. I'll set it up, we'll run some gold through it just so you can see how it runs. So one of the things I wanted to make sure I did, I hate to put out a video and then people say, well, when's it gonna be available? So if you see this video, you should be able to go order it. I'm just letting you know now. So I'm not gonna put up this video until we have the actual stuff ready to ship out. The majority of these things, the majority of these units can ship out in 1 to 2 business days. We're gonna be shipping the majority of them in a USPS flat rate box. So anywhere in the United States, it depends on the shipping, you'll get it typically in 2 to 5 days after it ships. I've got an 1100 GPH pump in here. I've got one of these small batteries. I'm going to run my hand over the mats just to get rid of any bubbles that are in there. Now, the question's going to be, what am I running? I'm running some old concentrates, and we've added gold. Now, I've added gold 200 mesh all the way up to pickers, because I want to be able to show you that this will catch fine gold all the way up to large pickers, just so you can know. Now I have not classified this. This is classified down to 1/2 inch. And you can see that the rocks are actually running off through it. Okay, so there's a lot of gold in this. I'm overloading the gold. That's all I'm doing in here is I'm putting all kinds of gold in here, but I want to show you something real quick. Now that's all mix of gold. You've got fine gold, you've got little pickers in here, you've got gold all the way in here, and you've got gold all the way in here. Remember, depending on your feed rates and a whole bunch of other factors, gold is going to settle different places in your sluice. One piece of gold may not like one mat and it'll jump to the next. It's kind of like Goldilocks and the 3 bears, I guess you could say. It's going to keep going until it finds its space. But also, if you start feeding heavy, then all of a sudden you may get riffle buildup and it's going to move down your sluice. So you don't want to feed this thing too heavy. Like I said, this is great for slow feeding, for taking that bedrock, that crevice stuff that you've got and running it. It's pretty cool. Great for testing. I've got this gold all packed in here. Gold packed in here. I know that there's gold hidden under those black sands. All the way down and all the way down here. Look at that flat one. Now, flat pickers and flat flakes will flip down your sluice. They'll flip, but they'll find a spot. That is really cool. Okay, so I'm going to restart it. Doc, you're going to blow out all your gold. Let's see if I do. So here we go, we're gonna restart. Oh no, we're gonna blow out all of our gold. Isn't that funny? Gold stayed there. Now I've got gold sitting up under here too, right there. So I've actually gone ahead, and what I've done is I've shut it down and I started it up again, and guess what? The sluice looks pretty much the same. So let me shut it off again. And now we'll take another look at it. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Does that look great or what? There's that big picker I was talking about. There's gold all the way down. Look at the super fine gold in that mother lode mat there. That is crazy. Okay, so let me show you how to clean this out real quick. It really is simple. All I do is I just loosen these 3 bolts. The first thing I'm gonna do is something I call concreting my mat. You don't want water sloshing around your mat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tip this to the side, and you're gonna see water stream out here. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tilt my mat. I'm gonna lift one side of my mat. When you lift up one side of your mat, you release the tension on the mat. So I run my finger here. And that mat will just slide out there. So as you can see, I have got everything concreted up here. There's no water sloshing around. I can move this around without worrying about losses. So now I'm gonna take this over and put it right in my pan. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it in my pan. I'm gonna hold it like this in a U shape. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort of just turn it over. I'm just gonna let any of the gold, big gold that wants to fall, let it fall out. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it upside down, and I'm just gonna rinse it back and forth like this. Now I'm opening up those riffles when I do this. I'm putting pressure on the mat. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pan it down real quick. I can see gold. Move it back, cover it up, move it down. I do have some Dawn in here, by the way. I couldn't find my jet dry. Now I'm gonna flip it off the ripples. Oh, look at that gold. Oh, is that pretty or what? Now I'm just gonna get it back down to this. Just gonna take a little off there, a little off there, a little off there. And I'm watching to see if I see any gold moving down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do my tap method. And I tilt my pan to the side, and most of that gold should want to come up here. Look at that. Gosh, that's pretty. That is pretty there. That is real pretty. Nuggets all the way down to 200 mesh gold in there. That is gorgeous. Okay, so remember, there are 3 options here. Option number 1 is just the sluice. Option number 2, sluice with legs and brackets. Option number 3, all of this plus the power head. So the power head goes in backwards of what most people think. The power head's gonna go in here. I'm gonna put my bolts through. I'm gonna attach my wing nuts. Now I'm just gonna hook my hose up to it. And you will see what I mean about how it runs. Let me hook up this other battery. You really want this kind of violent up in here, so you may have a little water sort of seep over the edge. Well, since I'm out here in a controlled environment here, I don't have a whole lot of water. I just put a piece of Gorilla Tape across that. We don't like to seal it up. There's no need for it. But we want this to be a violent kind of action to wash. So let me show you. Same thing. I'm just going to take rocks in there. I'm going to dump it right into here. And you'll see as I can feed it heavier, and you can see I've got material here and it's washing back up under. If I want to play with it, I can actually sit here and work this material and then push it back up through the sluice here. So I'm running that pretty hot. That's at a 12-degree pitch. And that water is ripping through there fast. Let me show you some of the gold sitting in those riffles, so let's shut it down and take a look at it. Yes, and again, I've got a mix. I've got nuggets, I've got fines up here, I've got fine. Look at that mother lode mat. Look at all those fines in that mother lode mat. Man, that is just crazy. That is just insane. Look at that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna restart it. I'm gonna let that run. I'm gonna blow out all my gold. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a little more water in this tub so I don't run out. And it's 9:30 now, and let's just let it run. So I'm actually in there editing video. It's 11 o'clock. This thing started running at 9:30. We're still going strong. So we're still all loaded up with gold. I don't know if you can see it or not. But we're still all loaded up with gold all the way down. That sluice has been running. That gold has been sitting there for an hour and a half with just bare water running over it. Let's run it, let it run some more. One thing I thought I'd do is have this running for an hour and a half, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dump material up here, and I'm gonna let you watch how this erodes it out. So what you can do is you can just sit there, you can just let it sort of work its way down, and that's another way you can do it. So you can pile up dirt here and just let this naturally just take it. Put a little bit of gold in here. So I'm just working this down. Isn't that a pretty sight? That is a pretty sight right there. So you've been out crevicing all day and you come back and run your cons at your campsite, and look at that. Well, this stuff has been in there. A lot of this stuff has been in there for an hour and a half just running with bare water. So if you know anything about our mats, this is pretty typical. This is the very, very top of the mat. This is the UR. And you can see it's just loaded with that fine gold in here. Absolutely loaded. Then we come down to Talon, and you're gonna see a lot of black sands. That's a ton of black sand in there. You're gonna see big chunks settling in there. Look at that right down there. Isn't that cool? Then you come down, that's another Talon. And even down in that Talon, there's a ton of fines. Then we come down to the mother lode, and you can see the mother lode really just cleans out that super fine gold. That is so cool. So cool. That is just worth looking at over and over. But look at all the lead shot in there. Cool. So that's some pretty cool results there. Anyways, if you go over to the website, in the description below, I'll link to the page for the new mini sluice, and you can go over there. There'll be a drop down. If you want to order it, you'll have a drop down. So you have to choose what do you want. So you have to choose whether you want the regular sluice, the sluice with legs, or the full combo, which includes the legs and the power head. Now, the other thing I should think about, which I haven't thought about yet, I'll probably put up on the website. We do sell an 1100 GPH pump and the hose with battery clips on it, so I got to think about that too. I may offer that as an option or just put it down separate. So anyways, guys, new product for 2022. Hey, we got World War III starting with Putin invading the Ukraine. So gold is going to get a little bit crazy. Again, like I said, 2022, we see gold ranging in the 1700 to the 2100 range, but 2023, it's going to start to go crazy. And this is a great little piece of equipment if you want to get out to those remote areas. Hit that subscribe button, and you don't want to miss this beautiful face. I'll talk to you later. Doc.